Hello everybody, my name is Cam the Man and welcome to Let's Play The Beginner's Guide. Now, I am really excited to play this game because I loved playing the Stanley Parable. I played it before I started doing YouTube stuff, so I'm not able to put that out on YouTube, unfortunately, but I loved playing that, and this is a solo project made by the same guy who made the Stanley Parable. And I know nothing about this game other than the fact, I'm fixing my microphone right now, other than the fact that it said that it had like no traditional game mechanics, or like no game mechanics of any kind, and it's just you following the story of a guy who doesn't know what's going on. Alright, I'm going to turn up my audio some. Okay, so WASD and click, just like Stanley Parable. That's what I also like about Stanley Parable, was that it was, you know, like all moves, it was literally just you moving through the narrative.
Thank you very much for playing The Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011.
This is interesting already.
We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com.
That's his name.
Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
I know a lot of people like to hear what they're saying. Okay, let's go through here. Whisper machine status active. Evacuate immediately. Okay, which way do I go? This way.
This game is called Escape from Whisper.
Escape from Whisper.
And it's one of the more generic games you'll see from
I'm gonna go this way. I wanna go this way. Oh, I guess it didn't really matter. Oh. I don't even know what that is. Looks like it's a Hall of Fighters.
You can click to fire the gun.
Oh, cool. Cool. Oh, I love games like this. I mean, like they're okay, you know, for a certain number of times.
Hostile alien life form inbound.
What? Where?
It
I want to know where
like
this is.
This game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But ultimately we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
That does make you think, like, if you think, like, you know, there's supposed to be something there, maybe they just wanted you to think that there's supposed to be something there. Because, you know, oh, that door's open now, okay. Because, you know, the people that make the game, they know exactly what they wanted to do.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
That is pretty funny. I like the narrative in this game. Can I go through here? Yep. Okay. Let's go down this hallway. Oh, there's so many hallways. Which way do I go?
Apparently this space station has a labyrinth on it.
Why in the world did you put one on a spaceship?
There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that's so nice of you. This is actually really interesting already.
The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it?
Is it gonna kill me?
Could you give yourself?
I figure it's probably gonna kill me, isn't it? But for the sake of the fact that this is a video game, yeah, sure.
Let me pause here for a second.
Okay.
What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere.
Oh, what is it?
And this is what happens instead.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. So it's reloading it and showing you what really happened when he had the bug. That's so interesting how it's like getting you into the mindset
The beam
of
causes
what
you
these
to start
really are.
floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions.
Oh, I love games like that.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
Man, this one's starting to trip with my brain a bit. Really look into the, you know, idea of like what these people are. Think about it. The past was behind her. Can I keep? Wait. Okay, so it keeps saying the same thing. I was wondering if maybe it changed as I was there.
Yep. In this game, you can only walk backwards.
That's interesting. That's so cool. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, I love quirky, unique little games like this. Oh, these are like my favorite. Oh?
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Coda's trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
This is so interesting. Oh, it's so cool. When she stops and looks, it becomes clearer. But if the future is always behind her. Oh, there we go. I made the sentence. How will she find the strength to confront it?
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that.
That was emotional and it was that short. That was good.
Because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
That was really good. I like that. Oh, I see. You can only walk on this path. Wait, can I keep going this way? Okay, no, that's where the world ends, so I guess you keep going this way. Walking down this path. Ooh, you are now entering. Okay. Entering what? This is gonna be a spoopy castle. Oh.
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Okay, because that was really so cool. Like, the different game mechanics and the ideas like behind everybody's
Oftentimes,
mind.
Coda would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games. I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him.
Huh.
And I don't agree with that at all, but
no.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it,
I know
it
it's
is just up to
tempting,
each
but there's
person.
actually nothing over here. Sorry.
Oh, man. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, it's just like the Stanley Parable, where even if you went somewhere that didn't seem important, he would tell you something. It wouldn't just be, empty space or they didn't fill any narrative. They actually filled it with different lines and things like that, where he's telling me, I'm sorry, even though that looks like there could be a secret little ledge over here, there's actually nothing. It is so cool. Like, I can't stress how much I already find this game interesting. It's supposed to be an hour and a half long, and I'm only like 5 minutes into this. If this is how cool it's going to be throughout the entire thing, I'm going to be thoroughly impressed, because I love these games where they either have like a deep, meaningful message. Ooh, I'm slowing down. Oh no, I'm slowing down.
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Oh, cool. That's interesting. And, oh, it's a little house. Stand on an X, staring at a bear for 3 hours. A game where you collect. You construct all the walls destroyed. You are given a medal. A game of only posters and concept art, showing what the game was intended to be.
A room that's warm and nice and filled with little ideas for games.
The game is nothing but giant blocks of text explaining what's happening.
Coda would
These
often
are all
tell me
awesome
that he
ideas
didn't
for
mind
games.
if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
Oh, this is so cool. This is so cool. Oh my gosh. It's like so emotional, yet so simple. Like, I can't stress how much I like this already. Ready, set, fish. Oh, it's so cool. I love it. Oh, this is so cool. Can I go through here? No. Okay, wall. Like, I know I've said it like 30,000 times already, but this is so cool. Oh my gosh, like, I like this just as much as the Stanley Parable
Well, this
already.
is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle.
Oh.
Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Okay. I did it. Yeah, I did it. Alright, was that it? Am I just gonna like die when I come in here now? Alright, is there something behind me? Maybe if I can go like this. Wait. Huh? And now I'm trapped forever. Oh, okay, there's one on this side too.
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon.
Oh, that's
We're going to see it a lot.
Does this have anything to do with it? Because I also like it when like games throw, just like a random thing like 3 dots on the walls, and people will get confused like, why is that there? It must be important, when in reality it's not important. Alright, so there's nothing there. Can I push this door closed? Nope. It's an immovable door, guys. Anything in
So
here?
that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough.
Yeah.
Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again, so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
It's so cool how it's like, he's telling you that he's modding it, so enter. Whoa. There's a lot more rooms in here. Why do you get stuck in here?
How about
Why do you
that?
get stuck in here?
There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea.
Yeah.
So, in the Stairs game, A dull exterior concealed a rich interior.
Yeah.
And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world.
This is I just now realized all those squiggles are different rooms.
Is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player.
No.
So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
I don't know. It's fan-frickin-tastic. Alright, so I'm back on this path. Huh. So I guess, my role is not to understand, it's just to play it.
This, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
I love the narrative. I hope this actually is like the creator of the game. I don't know what he really sounds like. The Great and Lovely Descent. There's a house. Alright, I guess we're going to the house. What a nice little house.
Let's talk about video game development for a second.
No,
every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
The streetwise fool. I'm gonna go up the stairs.
To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly.
Yeah.
One of the things that it does very well is
Unity,
boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
Oh, there we go. Ooh, oh, that's weird.
The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear boxy corridors.
Whoa, so the top is all white, then suddenly you have all this. Oh, it's so cool and surreal. I love it. Guys, this is amazing. Like, honestly, this is so good. Alright. Alright, jump onto here. Yep. Nope. No. Oh, and I'm at the bottom. That was so weird, it just lets you fall. You don't have to take that stuff, but you can. Alright, I'm gonna go from the top of the stairs. I'm not just gonna drop it down. Alright. And what's down here? Oh, what is that? It looks like a little light thing. Is that a little light thing? Oh, I can't get to it. What? Oh, man. Oh, now that just really wants me to go at. Oh man, there's several different ways I can go now. Okay, this is an empty space. What's up here? I wish I could go just a little bit faster though. But at the same time, I think it would ruin the feel of the game if you're just running through all of it. This looks like where they put cattle at during shows and stuff. Oh, I see it closed behind me. This is really, really cool. It's just showing you all the basic concepts behind the games, and it's make you kind of wonder what his mind felt like. Oh, I see him going up. Because, like, I haven't seen a point behind this so far, but there could be a point behind it. Okay, so I can only go in there. Okay.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go. If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
Okay, good, because this is an hour-and-a-half game that would take up like 2/3 of the entire game.
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. Whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in, and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
Oh, but this is a real gag, isn't it? Oh, okay, so I see. So that was it was a glass cover over top of it, so that people couldn't just fall in. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. And I really still want to know what that weird thing on the floor was. Oh, we're suddenly in a new spot. Wait, this looks like kind of similar to that same ground that we were walking on at the beginning. You know that one where the game would just end?
With the exact same solution as the last time.
Alright, I got this. I got this.
There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
Man, this game is so incredible. I can't stop saying how incredible this game is. It's so cool. With the introspective ideas between like video games and developers. Or not developers, video games and stuff. You there!
Coda
Did you come from above?
A kind of
What was up
dialogue
there?
system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Yes, there was a world stamped with whiteness. Yes, there was an enormous prison I spent hours in. Yes, there were these colorful floating blocks. I'm gonna tell him about the the prison. That's the world above? You've been there? Now this is important. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? Yes, I did. That was literally the last thing I did before coming here. No, I don't remember having to go through any puzzle. I'd prefer not to tell you after all we've only just met. I'll tell them about it. Because that's what a game normally wants you to do. Again, perfect. Now please tell us how you solved it. Tell us the solution. Tell us how to get to the other side. Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't really think I want to tell them how to get through there. I'll pick one again. You must think harder, please. Try hard to remember. It is so important that we get out of here and we must escape this prison. Can you think harder? There must be something more. Please tell us how to reach the end. I mean, I don't know. What's this? Oh, it's a fireplace. I can't get up there, okay. It looks like I'm just going through here. Yeah, I didn't really feel like... Oh, I'm back with them. Hello, how did you get here? Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? Yes, do you want to know how to solve it? I'll go with that one again. No, we actually find the black space between the doors to be far more interesting. Have you seen it yet? Why would I care about the space between the doors? Actually, now that you mention it, I remember feeling strange as I passed through. Actually, I did. It felt really weird. Don't think too hard about it. You'll see it again soon. Man, this is so cool. Like, what sort of dialogue options would have changed if I had picked something different
And
there?
so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
This is really cool. It's like, it makes you confused, but at the same time you kind of understand it. And I like how it's all really blocky. It's cool looking. Oh, it's a motel. Or something. Not a motel, it's a...
It's
like an apartment block.
Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something.
Okay, so he's
he wants a destination,
his ideas.
which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination.
Makes you think of the
We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them.
Okay, I like the
And
abstract
as we
ones,
go,
but those are cool too.
that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
Okay, so was that it? Recess. This game is connected to the internet. As you walk around, you can leave notes. All notes you see are left by other players. Go. Nice room. Not. Oh, that's not nice.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're gonna see have been written by Coda. This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person.
Oh gosh, there's a lot of notes.
In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention.
Whoa,
I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually.
Hello?
Feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them.
Everyone read this?
Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
This is really cool. Wait, what is this one say? I can
But
assure
it's
you
ironic,
guarantee
isn't it,
that there's an
in
acorn
playing
somewhere,
this
but here in
game
this
and
place,
seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me.
Oh,
that I could just
Coda, huh?
play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work.
Yeah.
I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
Don't bother. This is where I get off. I failed to write anything here. I am compelled. Stop! This turn back. Proceeding further will only result in misery. Alright, I feel like having some misery right now. What a nice little piece of artwork. So interesting. It's such an abstract idea, you know. You're just walking around. There's no point to the game. It's just you walking around. It's so interesting. Alright, so where am I going? I see all these little balls sitting everywhere. All these little note balls. All these little balls of notes just sitting around in this wonderful circle painting. Wow, I got down there really fast. I guess that was closer than I thought it was. It would really help if I could run, because right now I'm just walking, and so not much is happening. Is there an end to this level, or do I just walk around forever? And did I spend too much time standing in one spot reading the notes?
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one. In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
It's
funny because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces. Before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
Interesting. What I think it means is that I think... Oh, I don't like that sound. It freaked me out for a second there. What I think it means is How do you leave notes? What I think it means is that, like, I think it's him, you know, connecting back to his past works and everything that he used to find interesting to make sure he didn't totally leave behind all that he liked. Are you there? Please say something. It can be anything. I just need you to say something. Talk to me, please. Why are you having so much difficulty talking? Speak, 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 speak. Yeah, I think it's totally different from that concepts that he used to develop. Porn stars
this
die
one's
too.
tough. It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
Oh, that's the same path. Oh. Oh, okay, there's a door. Oh, that's weird. That was an interesting hallway, but yeah, that was the path. That was the path I think that I had to walk down. It looked like it was the exact same thing. Okay, I thought there was a door there. Okay, there's this hallway again. Alright, is this going to be one of those types of games where you keep going back down that same hallway? It's
See, like,
that
this
same
is it,
thing.
the whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a
And
hallway.
you're in the well.
Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's going to start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Well, that's weird. There's nothing there now. Is there supposed to be nothing there? Wait, what furniture ought to go in the center of the room? How about a TV with surround sound, a refrigerator, put a giant hole in the ground? I want a TV with surround sound. That sounds cool. Oh, that's a table. Okay, now what about along the wall of the room? Let's put a huge picture of a horse. I'd really like a washing machine, 10 stoves lined up along the wall. I want a picture of a horse. That's a couch, and another couch. That's not a horse. I think we should light up this room a bit. A skylight, full ceiling window. Let's really open this baby up. I'm thinking a 10x2 recessed electric 6-inch soft LED ceiling lights with fluorescent trim. We'll put in live Tesla coils in each corner. Yeah, that's what I want. Tesla coils. That's a lamp. That's not a Tesla coil. And a table. You need a table. I have a table. Who are you? Where exactly are you doing this from? I'm pretty sure none of my choices have made any difference. Tables were invented in 1935. That's a lie. Okay, I'm pretty sure none of my choices are making any difference. And that's another table. I already had one table. Whoa, it's expanding. Oh my god, that's expanding.
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's just kind of, you know, there. It's like a maze that you can't get lost in.
He throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Sorry, I gotta reach for this. Once again, this is my breakfast. This guide will enable you to escape any prison environment. Follow the instructions carefully. Take care that you remember each step. First, click on this table. Okay. Go over to the photo frame and click it to turn it slightly. Now, turn the floor lamp in this room off, then turn it back on. Now go to the left side sofa, move it over a little. Okay. Finally touch the shelves. And oh, there's the shelves. Okay. That's it. A real prison. The escape will now open. Return to the start to be taken back to your prison. What? That was it? So do I just go here? Okay. That was weird. Am I supposed to remember that to
And of course,
Figure out how to get
now
out.
the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape.
Oh, that's interesting.
Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them.
Whoa.
Personally, I think it's awful to watch this, to see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on?
It's so really cool.
Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop, that particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something.
Oh, he hits on something.
And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
So what is it then? It's just you walking to the lamppost through, I think that's a hedge maze, or maybe it's a brick wall. Yeah, it's a hedge maze. So, so you're just going from your house to the lamp. Well, then how do you know this is the prison game? Hello? Hello? Hello, hello? Hello? Wait, hello? Who is this? Hey, it's me. I'm you from after you escaped the prison. Is it still recording? Hope so. Press the wrong button. You're me? So you were trapped in this prison too? Yep, I was in the furniture maze.
It's
yep,
a conversation.
I was in the escape tunnel
And
tutorial.
so this is
yep,
what
I was in the
Coda
reverse
wants,
prison.
is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself.
That's where I am right now.
You know,
I'm so glad.
all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
What's it like to escape? Actually, I'm already forgetting to begin what being in the prison was like. It's strange, but in a way, I kind of miss being in the prison. It feels like being completely still and wildly in motion at the same time. I'm gonna go with 1 because, you know, it didn't really leave an effect on me. Really? How long has it been since you got out? Only a few minutes, but somehow it's already fuzzy, like some of it never happened. I'm gonna go with that one. But this is the worst, most desperate thing I've ever been through. How could you possibly forget it? Haha, I promise it's not as bad right now as you think it is. You don't ever forget it, you just stop identifying with it. Anything can seem infinite when you're drenched in it. Let's go with that. Like a pool. A pool seems infinite, but it's clearly not. Wait, if you're me, then did you get a call from another version of you when you were trapped? No, I think I'm the first person to call back. Yes, I did get that call. That's how I escaped. Actually, no. That's what I was thinking. Like, how is me calling myself in the future when I don't remember it? Then you can tell me how to get out? Maybe I can come find you. What do I have to do? To get out, all you have to do is be sincere. To get out, you need to tell me how you feel right now. To get out, just talk with me for a bit. Let's go with 1. Because all of them don't really seem like it'd be an answer. What? That will free me? How does that work? Listen, you can't know until you're out, but I promise it works. Just be sincere. It will make sense. I'm gonna go with 1 again. Sincere about what? I don't know about what. That's exactly what you need to figure out in order to escape. Exactly. Yeah, see, that's all I need to tell you. I actually have no idea.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
It would be nice. I don't really have that, though. Most people just tell me that I keep on reassuring that it's going to be okay. That's why I have my dog.
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
Well, how would you do that? You'd need another person to make that conversation. Otherwise, essentially, you're still talking with yourself. Sorry to pour that. My WASD keys are like super clean for me using them all the time. Ooh. Get away from my hands. They're kind of wet. Oh, right. Where am I now? Where am I now?
To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the 2 doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
Let's go in here. Those blockheaded guys are weird. Clean, 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 clean. Well, my goodness, I'm glad as all heck you showed up. Thought I might be having to clean this entire house all by myself, and right miserable that would have been. Everyone knows how lonesome.
You'll notice that the quality
homes.
of the art is a step up from previous games,
and the dialogue,
including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
Alright, don't worry about me. A place this nice, I'll be glad to stay here all night. And lousy homes make home loners. Are we cleaning this whole place? Let's go with 1 again. I like number 1's answer. Well, now you just might be getting a little ahead of yourself there, no? Why don't we start cleaning and then you decide whether you could do it all night? I'll finish up here. In the meantime, could you please clear the table? Of course, good sir. There you go. Much nicer. That's the table I want to see. Now, would you please run into the bedroom and make the bed? Alright, is the bedroom over here? No. Oh, there's the bedroom. There's the bedroom. Nope. Okay, is that on it? Okay, the bedroom's over here. Oh, that's the bathroom. There's a... Whoa, man, you made this dirty. While you're in there, why don't you straighten up the rug a little bit? All the little details matter. There you go. Do you enjoy being a house cleaner? How'd you end up doing this job? It's been a long time since I've seen a house this messy. Let's go with 1 again. I like that answer. Well, I don't enjoy it as much as I need it. While I'm working, I feel a kind of calm that rests in the pit of my rib cage. My soul just can't be soothed by any other way, it seems. Which I guess is about all that matters. Oh, that and a tidy couch. Would you straighten the pillows on that sofa over there? Or out here? Oh, excuse me. Yeah, of course. Anything for a friend. Oh dear, it looks like someone spilled a drink over by the couch. Maybe mop up as long as you're over there. There you go. I feel compelled to share some incredibly cheesy personal insight. You okay with that? Make it especially cheesy, just like my chili cheese fries. Yeah, I'll try to get by. Do you absolutely have to? I'll make it number 1. Because I like the nice answers. I generally want to be nice in a game, even if it gives me the option to be mean. No. No, I was stupid, sorry. Never mind. No, I want to know now. Hey, these dishes need to be washed. Why don't you come do that? Oh my gosh, now I really want to know. Last I checked, the tub needed a cleaning. How about you scrub it down as best you can? No need to be perfect, we're all just human. Oh, I see, the bathroom connects to the bedroom. Oh, it looks so nice. Are there books still scattered on the floor of the bedroom? If so, would you put them all back on the shelf? Yep, there are. There you go. Perfect. Now then, how about you come and clear these dishes off the table?
After the intense set of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
So why don't we be the task at hand and leave the future chores to future you?
I know that Coda really liked this game.
Believe it or not.
Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was, like, grossly happy all the time. Just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
Earlier when I said I had a really cheesy thought, I was going to say that it occurs to me that one's house is a lot like one's soul. You take care of it and it takes care of you. Don't know why I felt so weird about saying that. I get it, that's a weird thing to say to someone you just met. Yeah, you're right, that's pretty cheesy, but there's a bit of truth in it, no? I'm gonna go with that one. That's what I think. I love this music, it's so calming, it makes me think of Life is Strange. I played that one, but I didn't record it. Oh my gosh, I still haven't seen episode 5 because it hasn't come out here in America yet. But oh my gosh. The ending of episode 4. Oh my gosh. Books, would you please clean up the books? I'm sorry I haven't been reading that stuff down there, but oh my gosh, episode 4 of Life is Strange. I felt so empty and incredible.
I'm glad he found some peace.
I kind of actually like this. It does feel calming right now. This music makes me actually want to do it. Question.
But, of course, it can't last. The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
That was like so calming and stuff. Like, it wasn't, you know, intense or awesome, like, you know, really super duper.
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move.
But it was calming and I enjoyed it.
I really thought that was the point of it.
Items you love at members only prices. Okay. Why am I in college? Why did you come here today? Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? No, it was to play a video game. Was it to make your relationships more meaningful? Sure. No. Oh, okay, I guess not then. You came here to be perfect! Of course. Of course. Who am I to think of that? This workshop is going to teach you how to be perfect. I want your friends, the people in your life, to look at you and think, wow, this person is a better human being than I am. Right now, who do you think about that way in your own life? Who do you know is so well developed as a person that they feel disgusted with yourself? You feel disgusted with yourself. I can't talk, it's going too fast. Compared to whom you feel useless, selfish, ungrateful. I intend to make you into that person. Perfection is within your grasp. He only has talk. And the question is not how we do it, but how we do it effortlessly. This is easy. It is so easy. It is so easy. Being perfect is effortless. Oh. Oh! Ah! What the heck?
And you play as the teacher. And suddenly you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
Oh my god! I totally understand what he's talking about. This is scary looking. Holy crap! This is the key. How do I achieve it with no effort? On the way to work, I told an elderly person to start contributing to society. Kids should not follow their dreams. Oh god, they're all terrible. Can I go with number 2? Well, let me tell you right now, if it isn't effortless, then it's not the right answer. I still love you. Excuse me. It's just that you make me feel cold on the inside. Being alone must be awful. I'm gonna go with 2. These are terrible answers. Oh, it changed. Did it change? As being wise and intelligent, drinking is not hurting my life. Drinking does hurt your life, but let's go with number 1. Do you understand that you won't be happy until you love me? This is for you. Ew, I'm developing a cyst. Gross. Seek out only one thing. What is the easiest, simplest path forward? Okay. That's intense and scary. Seek out only what is the easiest. Ha ha ha! Just kidding. Anyone want to do something? Do some ecstasy after this? Sure, sure. There's no path. There's no truth. There's no path. Ha 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 ha! Just kidding. This is so weird. What if I'm not a good teacher? Do what is easiest. Do what is simplest. Feel what is true. Holy shit, you guys! Something is coming out of the back of the room. Look out. Okay, yeah, that's what I want to do. Nothing. No one. It's coming for you. It's going to destroy you. Everyone, run! Run! I'm gonna go with that one.
I felt pretty hard for this one. I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that
all 3 at once. I don't know which one I chose because I
assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days.
Cool. Like, it's giving you such an introspective look into, like, the human mind as to, like,
This one took a lot longer
really
than all the
perfect and
others
what's
for
not.
Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
But yeah, it gives you such an introspective look into, like, the mind and what is considered perfect, what's considered... Oh, can I go up here? Nope. What's considered, you know, like, right, what's wrong, and, like, what ideas should be, like, should be continued, and what ideas are the best ones. Because who can really judge what's the best ideas? Like, when he was making these games that are, I'm just seeing if anything's back here. When he was making these games with, you know, where there's no point, where there's no way to win it, that's still a good game. I would play a game like that. Oh gosh, that was a bit scary. Alright, the performance is beginning. Places, please. In this scene, you will be playing as me. We are at a gathering of professionals. First, you'll start out leaning against this wall. Oh, this music. I hate it. Good. Stay right there. The woman across the room in this chair is the professional photographer of animals. It is your dream to photograph animals professionally. This is your one chance to learn something from her, to gain something to succeed. Go on, say something to her. Hello. I see it also says wise, happy, focused, and successful. Huh. Hello? Hello? That's it? That's not a conversation. You need to actually converse with her. Be a human being. Do it again. I'm super, super scared right now. I like you. Here are all of my hopes and dreams. What's the right answer? I'll go with 1. No, no, no. That's not what I said to her at all. You're completely missing the tone of the conversation. I was reserved, but I know what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, it was just like one moment, but I was confident. Maybe it's that you need a better feel of the setting. There were a lot of people around us. I'll give you some props to work with. These cones that bounce when you touch them will represent the people nearby. Talk to her again. Oh, that's so interesting. I was talking about, like, how nowadays we've become the repelling of, you know, other humans interacting with us. We just, you know, deny any sort of contact. You must have worked really hard to get where you are. I bet you've learned to lean into the pain. What are some sacrifices you've had to make? Let's go with that. You're messing it all up again. You'll freak her out if the conversation gets that personal that quickly. Do you not realize how important this was for me? I'll never get another opportunity like this again. Everything was riding on this. I want to try something. Try stepping back from the stage. Oh, okay. This room opened up. That's interesting. Oh, and there's the street lamp. Oh, I guess the level's over. Is it over? Oh, man, that's very bright. This is interesting. This is really interesting. But do I just have to keep going? Oh, gosh, that was scary. Oh, I'm in the prison again. Oh, God. Okay, yes, now this is working. This is what it was like.
Of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer.
Oh man, that was so scary sounding.
But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
Game is so cool. Just such an introspective idea of all these different games that he made and how it's progressing, how the games are progressing as his life is. Mobius Trip, to play this game properly, you must keep your eyes closed. Click to begin the game. Okay. I will. Closing my eyes now. You see my eyes are closed. Wait, I gotta find the controls first. Okay. Eyes are closed. Oh man, now I really want to open up my eyes because I have no idea what's going on. I hope all you guys have your eyes closed out there, otherwise you're cheating. Am I doing anything? What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing, and it's really freaking me out because I want to see what I'm doing. I can't hear anything happening. Or is this just like a world where nothing's happening and I just think there's something happening? Oh, it stopped. What? Alright, I'm just gonna keep going forward. I don't know if
you should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
Blind. You can't see anything either? Help, I'm blind. I can't see anything. What's going on? Oh, I guess you don't care. And we're dead. Okay. Okay, so they're both blind. But they're also navigation and engineer. 3. Oh, excuse me, I have no idea what's going on. Please someone talk to me. Please tell me how to solve this. Please don't let this be forever. 2. I don't know what to do. What in the world is going on? I have no idea whatsoever what to do. I don't know what to do. What am I doing? There's a giant door, my vision went black. Okay. Oh, I have to go in here, maybe? Okay. And I'm dead. Okay, so that was interesting, you know, like, it tells you to keep your eyes closed. I had no idea any of this was going on. I thought it was like, you know, I was in some landscape where, like, there were police guys going around and stuff like that. The only way to stop it is to speak something that is honest. I'm bursting with creative energy. I can't keep making these. My work is always fun. 2. Let's go with 2. Yes, that's it. That's the truth. I don't feel it anymore. I'm out of ideas.
Like I said, I was getting concerned.
3. Yeah, that is kind of
First off,
saddening.
he's never been this explicit in
Keep
his
going,
work about
keep talking.
exactly what he's thinking. So, where's that coming from?
I haven't been honest.
Then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way.
Oh, it's so sad.
His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
So sad. It's just like sad and depressed. He feels lonely. Oh man. Oh man. Hello, where am I? What is this? Let's go with 3. Oh, so pretty. It's like that path. Where did this island come from? How do I get out of here? Hello, is anyone there? Let's go with number 1. It's another island, connected by rocks. Oh man, this is interesting. Is that a person? How lovely! It's been so long since I've talked to anyone. What's wrong? You look lost. I'm completely out of ideas. When I try to create, I feel empty. I have nothing left to give to my work. Probably number 2. Oh. Oh no! What's happened? Did something change? There was a machine that kept me going and it stopped. I'm trying to find this engine that used to protect me to start it again. I'll go with that. I'm gonna try walking backwards on here to see what happens. Oh, okay. Wait, you're looking for a machine? I think I know where it is. Do you? It isn't far. What? You have to take me to it. I need to see it. To know why it stopped. Let's go with number 3. Oh, okay, we're going over here. I can take you to it.
If the
but
last game featured Coda talking explicitly
puzzle.
about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for?
This game is hitting me right in the feels. 3. Oh, I see. It still just says deal even when I press 3. Perfect. Come along, I'll show it to you.
Because from my perspective at the time and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
Three. There you go. Huh, that was so simple.
You can't talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
Oh my gosh, this is all the questions I asked, like the ones that I chose. I can't believe I never solved it before this. Okay, here we are. There's no machine here. These are just words on some walls. But it sounds like somebody's crying. Trust me, you'll see. You have to say that your work is fun and easy. You have to say that game development is simple and joyous and you'll love it 100% of the time. Okay. Alright, making games is effortless. I guess we'll go with that. I mean, I don't really think it is. But it wasn't true. Don't worry about it. Just keep talking. Keep saying that creation is easy. When I make games, I feel completely energized. I'm constantly excited and enthusiastic about my work. But those aren't the ones I chose.
Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like, video games are not worth this amount of suffering.
Like, all of these are the ones that I didn't choose, yet because I'm saying what I don't really feel like,
I really cared
that's
about.
The stuff
and
I might have chosen, even though I didn't want
out of
to.
Seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me.
Like, it's all just telling you things that you could have said, and because you're saying things that aren't what you would say, it's just showing you that these are not you. These are what somebody else would say. Oh man, this really makes you think.
I don't know. This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so lost. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop.
And we're back at the prison. And there was someone in there.
But it didn't stop. After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
Really think how you made your own decisions so convinced you that saying aren't what you would say. Is it really you anymore? Oh my gosh, this game makes you really think. It's such a well-made game. Guard, guard, guard. Ma'am, glad to see you arrived safely. We've captured the machine. It's waiting for you now. You can begin the interrogation whenever you like. I intend to be quick, I intend to be quiet, I intend to be brutal. 1. Very good. Just be warned that someone called the press, so we might have a bit of attention on this one. Also, one more thing you should know about this machine. It calls itself Coda. That's the name of the guy that made these games. See, I don't know if like this is like true or not about what this guy is saying. I'm just gonna ignore all these guys. Too many questions. But like I don't know if like Coda is an actual person. This is actually what he made.
It's the machine.
And if he is real, then this is even more amazing than I would have ever thought. Because it is talking about how you know he is the actual person that made this game. You stopped feeding us. Your work is a lot. Your work was keeping us alive. Your work was keeping us healthy. Probably number 2. Those people out there, can you imagine what pain you've put them through? It was only because of your creations that any of us could make it through every day. How could we possibly go back to trusting you to do this job? Number 2. So here's what needs to happen. You need to go to the people who are out there and apologize to them. You have to admit to the people that you allowed them to suffer. I've been so alone. Apologize for leaving me. No, nothing. I don't want to hurt it. Alright then, I will apologize to the people on your behalf. And apparently the scenery changed. My friends! It falls on me to deliver bad news. The machine will not apologize to us. But this is not important. We are stronger than it thinks we are. We will find a way to live without it. We do not need its games. Let us pay it retribution. Let us show it that we are not failures. 2. This game makes you think, and it's amazing. Follow me, we will destroy the machine. Follow me, we will destroy everything the machine has created. Oh, let's go with number 2. I don't want to destroy the machine, I just want to destroy all it's made. Oh, I'm back on the stage. Oh, the door's gone. Oh, the guys that are bouncy gonna come back. Oh, I had the gun again. Can I go down here? Nope. So this is it. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Coda, I'll make sure your work dies here. Coda, I'll make sure you are known forever. 2. Wait, I said
so now
that
the
I
work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at
Isn't
the
that
time
what
that
you're
I
scared
first
of
played
having
this
to live
game,
without? Your
shortly
precious
after you made
creations
it,
having to deal
here's
with
what I'm
yourself?
thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very very negative effect on him.
This is so interesting.
And that all
Using
he
gun to
needs to
destroy
do
your own
is just start
universe.
showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation. And so, as I'm thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
This is so interesting. And it's so cool. I've never thought of a game where you have to destroy your own universe, your own video game universe within it by, like, destroying what is the facsimile of walls and, you know, floors and windows.
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work.
Yeah.
There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
Oh, this is creepy. It's so cool. I haven't played a game this awesome in a long time. Put down your weapon. I don't know how. I'm only allowed to shoot. I can't do anything else.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better.
Oh, weird.
And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something... I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy.
This guy's starting to sound kind of weird. Is he gonna take all of Coda's games?
So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
Seems like it'd be very real. Because you see, I'm not getting a parable. This is a collection of Coda's games. And so I think this is real, but I don't know, at the same time it's in a game, so it's always kind of hard to figure out. Alright, so this is called
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
Oh, I can feel it. Okay, so this is pretty creepy.
This room actually has a maze in it. Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise. So the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played. It actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
Alright, I'm gonna do that. Wait. Oh, that's the same thing that they use in the Stanley Parable for that level with the baby. And trying to rate your experience on playing the Burning the Baby. Man, that was a really weird idea. Like, this really is giving you insight to his mind.
It's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable.
Yeah.
Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever.
I liked doing it.
I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end.
It was nice and calming.
That game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze?
Well, you're just trying to find your way through with no clear idea of how to do it.
The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made.
Yeah.
It doesn't encourage thought or engagement.
It's just
It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here.
Yeah.
I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For some reason, I feel like I can't trust this narrator anymore. Like, it just makes me... He just makes me feel uneasy, you know? I feel like he's gonna do like something really bad at the end here. Just a weird feeling I get right in my gut, just the way that he's been talking recently. Okay.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges, and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress.
Oh my gosh.
And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely. Just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem.
Yeah.
I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem. But I can open this door for you, so let me do that.
That's really interesting. I'm gonna close that door again.
Was I a failure for not understanding this game?
No, it's
I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution.
I think he's finally saying that he's just giving up.
I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why.
I feel like you're gonna turn bad.
It's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time, and as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean.
I was just wondering that.
And he wouldn't.
Those 3 dots in the prism, and I was like, it looks like it could mean something, but they might just throw that in to throw you off. Oh my gosh, I was talking about that earlier. Oh my gosh, it's throwing me for like just a...
I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all
I just
happy.
noticed all that.
It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me.
Yeah.
But he stopped and left. And it felt somehow like I had failed.
I'm gonna go on the right. Oh man, this game is so incredible. It's connecting ideas that even I had in the past and we're wondering about, and he's wondering about that same thing. Did he screw up? I don't know. Maybe he didn't want to be understood. Dear Davey, thank you for your interest in my games. I need to ask you not to speak to me anymore.
I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did.
He showed his games to the people.
Poisoned it for you.
Oh my gosh. Where it just shows you can try your hardest to make somebody be something they're not.
I don't think I ever told you this.
But it might not help
But when I took
them.
your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... it felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable.
You've so infected my personal
And
space that it's possible I
people
did
who
begin to
played
plant
them,
solutions in my work
they
somewhere,
treated me like
hidden between
I was
games.
important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, I felt good about myself. Finally.
If there's
for
an
a
answer,
moment,
a meaning,
while I
would it
had
make you any
that,
happier?
I liked myself.
Would you stop taking my games and showing them to people against my wishes? Giving them something that is not yours to give, violating the one boundary that keeps me safe? Yeah, he tried to make him something he's not by forcing his stuff. Would you stop changing my games? Stop adding lampposts to them? Stop creating endings where he doesn't want them to be? The narrator, I was trying to change how he was.
And I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all.
When I'm around you, I feel
Nothing.
physically ill.
Less than nothing.
You desperately need
What does
something,
that
and I cannot give it to you. I literally do not have it. Struggling to come up with new ideas is not making me depressed. Low points are just a part of the process. The fact that you think I am frustrated or broken says more about you than me. Oh, so it shows that he wasn't one with the problem, the narrator was. Just because he thought the way he was telling him to be was the right way. I realize that this doesn't make sense to you just yet. Which is fine, you're not my problem to solve. But I do hope that one day it clicks, and that you make peace with this thing you are wrestling.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
And when you finally see what I'm talking about, don't say anything. Oh my gosh. That's freaky.
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work. Is
he didn't
because I
want you
haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And
he doesn't want you to
so
reach
a part of
him.
me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please, I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. And I want to know I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
I mean, it's gonna take me a minute to find some words for that. That was just amazing. Epilogue. I mean, like, you go through this whole game thinking that Coda had something where he didn't truly know what he was thinking about, and that his friend his friend is trying to fix him.
More people telling me that I'm good. Always more.
But then you realize
it's like a disease.
Coda wasn't the one that was in the wrong. Coda knew exactly what he wanted to make, and he was fine.
Solution.
But it was his friend that didn't understand that Coda knew what he wanted to do, what he wanted to be. Koda's friend was the one that
if someone
needed him.
had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate.
Yeah, I get. You know, he was perfectly fine.
So
You
many
just
people that
thought
he
he
was
was
depressed.
wrong.
Maybe he just likes making prisons.
Maybe. I think Koda, he was just doing what he really enjoyed, and you taking your own spin on it and trying to help him when he didn't ask for it, or when he didn't even give any indication that he needed it. You were just hurting him, forcing him to change into something that he didn't enjoy being.
Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
I mean, this is so good. Like, sorry if this seems kind of quiet, but it's tough to really just find words for this when a lot of this game was first self-interpretation, but now I think I have a pretty clear understanding that
If I knew that my life
what it
depended on
was.
finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
So whereas Koda was perfectly self-satisfied with doing what he enjoyed, you had to do things that others would validate that you were doing something good. He wasn't able to be self-satisfied. He needed other people's
What
approval
now?
the whole time. And he tried to force Koda to do that. To do what other people wanted him to do, not what he himself wanted him to do.
I think I need to go.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for. And so I'm just gonna... Okay.
Wow. Oh man. Oh, and I think we're back sort of to that original level he had made. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Like, I'm sorry I'm not talking a lot, but this game just... One, the music is just beautiful. And two, it just makes you think so much about what we think we should do as people and what we really should do and how well they coincide. When in reality, most of the time what we think we should do is definitely not what we should do. Because he was trying to help Koda when in reality Koda needed no help. He was doing exactly what he wanted to do and what he loved to do. Or is that where it stops? Right at this floor? Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This makes you think so much and it's beautiful. And we're back in the train station. My goodness, this was amazing. Like, it was a little bit expensive on Steam, but it was certainly worth it. I really want to know if this story was true or not, because if it was true, then that is an amazing story. A beautifully amazing story. Like, the Stanley Parable, it was very playable, and it had complete endings, like, even on the one with, like, the buttons that you wouldn't affect anything when you were trying to stop the countdown. At least it still ended, and it had some playable moments in it. It didn't just keep going forever. But Koda, he was just... What he enjoyed doing was making games that were unplayable. You couldn't win them. And that's perfectly fine. A game like that, it's great because it makes people think. It gives them like a mind trip. But oh my gosh, it's his original. It's the design behind his very first game. And is it gonna do the same thing where it floats you up? It is. Maybe it wasn't a bug at all, but that guy just thought it was a bug because he was doing. Oh, it's a giant maze. Oh my god. It's so beautiful and profound. It's like you're looking at the dynamics of what human life truly is. A series of mazes that has many dead ends. Only one solution to the end, and that solution is whatever way you yourself find. Your solution is not one set point, it's whatever point you end up in. The point that you desire to end up in. It could be halfway through the maze, it could be all the way at the very end of it, but in the end it's your life and your maze to figure out how you want to move through it. You could end up in a dead end and just sit there for as long as you like, but it's still your choice to make. Yours.
Turn back.
For our
Turn back from this cave. You said, let me prove
this project would not have been possible without the following individuals.
Let me keep going.
Hands up to them for making such an incredible game.
The cave goes for miles and miles and miles.
What an emotional ride.
And you're so tired.
Picturing different perspectives when in reality we just had an unreliable narrator. We didn't truly know what was in Coda's mind. We just knew what we interpreted of it. What he interpreted of it was that Coda felt alone and lost, and that he needed other people to have other people help approve of his works and help encourage him to go further, but that wasn't at all what Coda felt. Coda was perfectly happy with his works, but Davey didn't. Well, I've got to say, that was an incredible game. Sorry if I wasn't, exciting and, woo, all the time, but oh my goodness, this game is not one that deserves you to be silly and crazy the whole time. This is an intense game into the introspective look of somebody's mind. The introspective and the outer perspective, trying to look into another person's mind through a game where you think you can understand what they're thinking, but in all reality, it could just be what they liked. It could be what they wanted. What they're doing, you might not fully understand it, and it's not your place to try to fix what you might not totally understand. And you need to let people work on things on their own, and if they come for you for help, that's wonderful. But oh, I accidentally began the game again. But it's not your choice to make when you're finishing it. And the game was a wonderful game to really just make you think. And so I end the episode here. I'm not going to do a silly exit.
Thank you
I know you
very
already
much.
I'm sorry. I'm not going to do a silly exit because that's a game that you really just need to sit there and think about when it's over. And so, my name is Cam the Man. I hope you all have a wonderful day. If somebody's trying to help you and you don't want them to, just try to make them understand what you want them to really do, because they just might not truly understand what you're feeling. And so my name is Cam the Man, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Bye.